So I was like, I just really know nothing about it because after you come reject me, do all this foolinish, you still want application fee. So anyways, that was that with Howard and that squash. By this, I am about to graduate from Bel Air, and all my other friends and classmates and schoolmates are preparing themselves to go to UA. I lost all the other offers that I was getting or was about to get from other schools because I was solely focused on going to Howard. So August, it was like getting into August, probably like July, and I went away for summer. I remember I was going to Maryland. So before I went away, I remembered about this school in St. Elizabeth that this girl that I saw on Instagram, it was one of Brittany's classmates. She went there and it's called AIMS, like AAIMS. So I was like, oh my god, how me just name him about that school is. So I reached out to the girl and I was basically asking her questions about her experience at the school and like what the school was like. I didn't know that she stopped going there, but she was telling me that when she was going there, that it was kind of under constructed, like the labs and stuff weren't really constructed as much, and it was not a great experience. However, she was also shedding positive light on the school that it's still a good school, but she decided to leave and she was going to UWE, I think. So I was kind of like, okay, but it was a few years now, so I was like, all right, maybe by now the school can struck up a little bit more and look a little better. So I applied to the school, and as I said, I went away for summer. So while I was away one day, I got an email in the night. Was that before I went to bed? Or I saw the email in the night before I went to bed, and I was like, oh, the school respond now. I totally forgot that I even applied there. So it was nearing August because we spent the whole summer, and I saw the email and I was like, oh my god, them said me get accepted to the school. So I was like, all right, this may be a good opportunity. The school is an American school, or like I guess they're American based, so you would still get the same degree that you would get if you were overseas. So the next morning come, and I was telling mommy about it. I sent her a screenshot the night, but she was sleeping, so she didn't see it until in the morning. So when I woke up, we were talking about it. I was like, oh my god, I got accepted into the school, whatever. And I was looking at all the information and everything. But the thing with the school is that they will be starting in like the end of August, and I was still overseas. However, we were gonna leave soon anyway. But I decided that okay, maybe it's best for me to get all of my stuff that I need, like my school stuff, bed stuff, dorm room stuff, and stuff that I would need, like scrubs and everything, before I go home. So this is the same day now that we woke up and heard all of this, we started getting prepared for the school. So we went to the store, we got the scrubs, and we got supplies, we got school supplies, we got room stuff, everything. So remember now that I would have been out of school for like, this would have been my summer break if you would say, but I should be starting school again in August. However, I didn't have any plans to go to school or anything, and then this came in. So now I started buying school supplies, dorm room stuff, all of that stuff. So I had a lot of things coming back to Jamaica saying, all right, when we come, we're gonna get to go to that school. Then I was like, okay, maybe not be a bad opportunity because I'll still be in Jamaica, I'll not be far from home. Maybe it would be good for me and my family, I wouldn't be too far. So I came back home in the August, same way, and the day, probably like a day or two after I came back, we decided to go to the school because there was also a fee, a deposit of $1,000 US that I needed to pay. So me, my mom, Rio, and one of my other friends, we went to the school. So upon arrival, so like it's in St. Elizabeth, so I wasn't expecting like some built up university like UWE. I was still expecting something a little less, because I did look at the pictures on their website and I was looking at them and everything, and I was like, alright, it can work with, it's not the best, or it's not what you would want to go to or where you would want to be, but it can work. So I wasn't expecting some flashy thing, but I was still not expecting what I went and saw. So anyway, we finally reached, and it was the GPS that was taking us there. So when the GPS said that you have reached your destination is on the right, I was like, where? So what are we in here now is like where's the place? So we look and we look and we're like, all right, there's these two rusty gates, and there's like a lot of flowers and trees that have grown over the gates, so it's almost like, it looks like an abandoned area. However, we pull up to the gate and we noticed that, I don't remember if there was somebody at the gate, but I think, oh no, actually Rio came out of the car and opened the gate. So we drove into the no, actually there was a security there. Yeah, there was a security there, and he let us into the place. But the gate that we went to first was not the main gate, it was like a side gate, so we had to drive to the side of the property to get in. So we went around there, and that's where we were meeting the security now. So he let us in and everything. So we were kind of looking at the place like, okay, so where's everything? Like, we're confused. Like, there was like a few buildings that I guess is like a built up building, like look like dorms or something, and then there was like other buildings and like seats outside and everything, but it wasn't nothing. It wasn't, and then nothing to look on. Like, what? So I was like already very discouraged, because I'm like, this don't look good, and I don't think I would want to stay here. However, I was still very optimistic that, all right, maybe when we get inside it looks better. So we got to the admin office, and it just looked like somebody veranda, like dead serious, like somebody veranda. You just have like a little table. There's this receptionist, she was around a little table, and then there was like something else, like a nice little table over there. It doesn't look like an office at all. And then she was like, all right, I'm gonna give you guys a tour. Mind you, I forgot to tell you guys, I already paid the deposit, and it was $1,000. I think you had to send it through to their account or something. So us going was to view the place, to see what we would need for the room and everything like that. So she was like, all right, we're gonna give you a tour. Like, up to now, I don't even know what I was seeing. I was so discouraged. Like, I don't even think you guys understand. I was like so quiet. So the whole ride there, we were excited and everything, and when I got there, I was like so quiet that my friend and like Rio were asking me like, you know, you're alright, like, you know, whatever, you're not saying anything. And I was just looking, and she was giving us the tour. So she took us to the gym, and it was like legit one elliptical like that looked rusty and old, and probably like a little treadmill and 2 dumbbell, and it wasn't even like, it wasn't just an empty room with those 2 little things in it. It was dirty, dusty. It was just not, it just don't look presentable. Like, I don't know why she would even say she was gonna give us a tour anyway. So then she was like saying that she wanted to take us further on the property to see other things, and by this we were already disgusted. So mom was like, no man, like, I think this is it, like whatever. So mommy now start get upset. So we went on the ground now, like off of the veranda onto the grass, I guess, and we were seeing there were like a few students, I guess, that were there at the school, and they were eating, and the food looked like poop. Like, food it just never even looked like food, and they were eating out of some little plastic plate. I don't know if you guys remember those plates that you would get at like primary school or like prep school when it's lunchtime, those like hard plastic plates, and they look very dirty. And like where the kitchen, I would never eat out of that kitchen. It looks very dirty, and thinking back about it just made my blood boil more, and like my head just hurt me again. Like, I was so speechless. Like, mommy asked me questions, and I was just like, you know. So by this now, I'm very discouraged, like very, very discouraged, point blank. Like, mommy get mad, and she's like, she want back her money for the deposit that she made, because I'm not gonna go to this school because they are false advertising, which I believe was really true. I was so upset. I was like, this probably need to reach Pangolina or some big website, because they scammed me. Because the website looks nothing like what it looks like in real life. Like, the place was straight trash. Then they're gonna let me know that the deposit was non-refundable, and it was there in fine print on the page that we submitted the money or something. So we vexed, and mom was like, well, we're leaving because this don't make sense. Like, we don't, the place look bad. Like, I'm not even joke, it looked terrible. Like, I wouldn't want anyone that I know to go to that place. It just looked really disgusting.
You want to look on the school?
The classroom, I don't. Honestly, it's an embarrassment as far as I'm concerned. Seriously. Do you have many students booked for this term?
I am not quite sure of the number, but most of them are overseas, so not many Jamaicans down here.
A piece of boat this up. What's up? I swear they better than put this a place as the officers so. As the main office look crappy like a breathing as a pool there on there. I'm gonna look by your pool. See? Whoa, bathroom. This place is so crappy, God. It's not even funny. It's cranny, God.
So we leave, and on the whole ride home I was basically just like reflecting. I was like, yo, what the hell did I just walk into? And I'm like, why me I feel I go through so much? Mind you, it's like already the ending of August. Like, I should be in school. Like, what's going on? So me decide say me give up, me I turn cruff, because me tired. Like, me applied to over 30 school, and me finally me get three different breaks, and it just didn't work out. And like, me I say, yo, what me fit do? What next day there? Why me I get so much, why me I get so much rejection? Why me I get so much heat? Like, why me I go through so much dead end? Like, you get me? I say, like, it was just really a depressing time. And so I got home. I was on my way home, and I was just really sad. I was like not saying anything the whole car ride, Ria, my mom and my friend was trying to talk to me and like cheer me up and stuff, and I was just really not having it. I was really depressed at that moment. And I came home, and mommy bought me KFC. Yes, cause me love KFC. She bought us KFC, and they were just trying their best to kind of just get me to cheer up and not feel too depressed about what was happening. But I was still sad, even though their efforts were seen. Their efforts probably helped a little bit, because I didn't feel too bad at the end of the night. We watch movie, we eat food, and it was like a really good night, I guess. But going forward from that, I was still so depressed. Like, going through my days, I had nothing to do. Months passed, and it was like a month already passed. It was like September. My sister's going back to school now, so summer finally done. I'm home alone every day. It was just a really sad time, and my friends going to UE, UTech. I see my classmates or my schoolmates going off to different walks of life, and I was just there at home, and I'm like, what's going on? Another month passed, and we're in October now, and still nothing. So I was literally back at square one. I had graduated. No, there was no more levels to go. There was not another sixth form. There was nothing else for me to do but to apply and go to college, but nothing was working out. So I was literally back at square one. I cried days upon days. I was just so sad. I was just basically going through the motion. Like, whatever the day brought me, it was just what it is. I was not applying to any more schools, because I was like, this time in a sense, and I was so angry. Like, I don't even know who I was angry with, but I was just so angry at the fact that I had put so much effort and energy into applying and like trying to get into these schools, and it wasn't working out. But mommy noticed that every day I was just there, like nothing, not really do nothing. So she was like pricking me, you need to apply to more schools, you need to try something. And so she suggested to me that I should go to the embassy. So because I'm a citizen, they offer like college consultations and stuff like that. And I guess she had seen this on the Facebook or something, that they offer these. So she signed up for me, and then there was this one day that we went, and they dropped me off, and I went over there and I spoke with one of their consultants and stuff. So she basically set up like a Google Drive for me with like schools, that I could apply to, and she was suggesting for me to retake the SAT. Mind you, I'm already out of school and everything, so I was like, this maybe not gonna work because the time I'm gonna take for prep again, if you go do the SAT, maybe I got out of school already for so long. So I was like, alright, whatever. If I have to do it, I'll do it. So she started showing me the schools, and we went on like their websites and everything. But I feel like the help was good in terms of recognizing the schools that I could apply to and that had acceptances for the score that I had received, and like easier acceptances. That was really helpful. But I feel like there is just no one that's gonna help you to actually step by step go through it, to understand, all right, this you must do this first, then you do this. It's just always, okay, apply to the school, and when you finish apply to the school, you send them your documents. Like that's basically what they tell you, and it helps to an extent, but it's not all that helpful. So I left there and I went home that day and I applied to the schools that she had suggested, and I got like people responding to me, like the counselors or stuff, like from the schools admissions counselors, that they reached out and they were talking to you more about what they would need to complete your application and stuff like that. So I was doing that, and then again, as another month passed, and these places were basically still at square one, because say the process is not that easy. After you apply to the school, you have to send them your transcripts and your C6 scores and all of that stuff. And with me being out of school, it was extremely hard because you don't have a counselor anymore, because you normally most of these things are done through your high school counselor, and I don't have a guidance counselor anymore because I'm at home. So I would have to constantly be reaching out to my old high school counselor from Bel Air, and me did kind of feel like me stress out the man too, because me did already there Bel Air and me leave, and now me I text you every time for a recommendation letter or like for you to send my scores over, and it was just really really getting annoying. So it was November now, and mommy had seen this ad on Facebook. I guess God bless Facebook. So she was like, oh, they're having a college fair at Pegasus, and she thinks that we should go. So she signed up for it, and it was like, all right, cool. So the day come now, and we went to Kingston to Pegasus. And upon arriving, there were a lot of students, especially high school students, in their uniforms, because I guess their schools bring them to the fair for them to get information, which I was like, I really wish Glenmuir or even Bel Air did something like this to help students who actually want to study abroad, but in my time they did not. So we went into the fair now, and there were like a lot of schools set up in their ballroom. They have booths and everything, and you go up to them and you ask questions, you see their tuition prices, the courses they offer, all of that stuff. So I was going around from table to table, and I got a lot of information, even from USF, because I applied to USF as well, and I was kind of close to going there, but then like I don't even remember what it was that I think they were waiting for my CSEC or something. But again, as I said before, it's very annoying to have to constantly be reaching out to people to send your scores over to these schools. So I went to the booth for University of Tampa, and there was this man, his name is Brad, and he was like talking to me about like the process and everything. So this is where I found out that there's a myth or like a misconception with applying to overseas schools, and I'm gonna say right now, for anyone else out there that may be wanting to apply to another school, when I was going to Glenmuir, or probably when I finished Glenmuir, I kept hearing that you don't need CAPE or CSEC to go to schools overseas. This is the reason for this was always that the United States schools use the SAT to determine whether or not you get accepted into the college, which, okay, fine. There were a lot of schools that are, I guess, majority of the schools that really need the SAT for you to get accepted. However, once I was starting to go around to the different tables, mind you, the schools know because they're in Jamaica, so they're like, okay, can I see your CSEC results? Do you have your CSEC completed? Do you have your CAPE completed? They're asking for these things, and I was just like, huh? Like, So this is where I kind of messed up now, because in CAPE 2, so CAPE 1, I took biology, chemistry, physics, and com studies, and then in CAPE 2 now I took Carib studies, Bio 2, Chem 2, and I didn't take Physics 2 because it did hard and me did pass, but me never did get one good grade in the Cape 1. So I was just like, alright, me not do it. So when the man asked me if he see said Cape 1 and 2, I was like, Cape 1 and 2? You sure? So now what I learned now on this day at the fair is that they actually take into consideration your CSEC, your CAPE scores, and then they have like a ranking system that based on the grade that you got. So I got grade 1s in like math and like English and stuff like that. So based on those, they gave us like points, and it basically help you when you go to the school now if you should advance or you don't advance. Like, so for example, when I got into school now, I didn't have to do like algebra and like stuff like that. I just went straight in. You get what I mean? Like, I didn't have to go through the lower level courses because I already completed that coursework in CAPE and CSEC. So I was like, where was this information? Like, why didn't I know this? So anyways, I had all my information on me. I had my results and my diplomas in an envelope that I brought with me. So I showed them to the different counselors that were at the different booths, and they basically was telling me, you know, okay, this is good, and you know, your score and everything, and it was working out. So I felt good, you know. I was like, all right, may I get somewhere, you know, may I get information, valuable information from the actual schools themselves, so nobody else can tell me nothing. So I got home that evening and I started applying to all the schools that I was interested in from the fair, and I basically threw away the list of schools that the embassy gave me because I was like, you know, this is more a one-on-one interaction with these people, so I kind of got more information out of them and as to how to proceed right this second. So I applied to a few of the schools out of what I saw at the fair that I was interested in, and I started getting responses. So from UT, you know, this University of Tampa now, the same guy Brad, he was very helpful, and he reached back out to me and he was like, okay, well, if you can get your information, all of your transcripts, your CSEC scores and everything to me, then I could try to pull some strings and get you in for the spring semester. So this is another way where I was very ignorant because I did not even know that you could go to school in the spring. I thought that you could only go in fall. So I was like, well, if this man gonna get me in for spring, why not? Because I was having all intentions of waiting until fall now, the other fall of 2018, to go to school. So this would have put me out of school now for a year. So I was like, well, if I can only be out of school for a semester, then alright, I can start in January, which is the start of the spring semester. So I was like, alright, how am I gonna do this? Because mind you, it's already November and the spring semester starts January. So he said he's gonna do me a favor, and I won't have to send my scores and everything through the mail or like through a counselor or anything since I've already graduated. So he's gonna trust me enough to sign my scores and everything and send him a copy of everything. And ladies and gentlemen, best believe that in like about 2 days after I sent those things to the man emailed me back with an acceptance letter and say, you got in, and congratulate me and everything. I was still very, very shocked, and I was like, how, like, you know, how this must be God. So this is where I'm telling you guys that this is actually must be a testimony, you know. After going through all of that stuff, I've gotten to this point now where I've gotten, and it's almost like it's a miracle, because how, where and when you ever hear of anybody getting into a school in less than a week, especially a month before it's time for me to go to the school. So I was like, yo, this is great, like, you know. So the man told me all the information that I need, you know, everything that I need to know about the school, when I need to come to the school and everything. So it's almost like we did already know, said the school good and everything. Like, we never need figure do no tour, we never need figure view the campus. I went online same time, we start search up things about the school, look through them dorm room, cause them have like virtual experiences and everything. So it was like a point now where I had 2 acceptances. So I didn't mention to you that I actually got into another school in Virginia that's called Bluefield College, I think, and they were offering me a larger scholarship. So I was like, well, if I can get a scholarship as large as this one, then why not? I can go to the school. So then after me and mommy, we sat down at the drawing board. We kind of were like talking about like pros and cons of each school and which one would be better. So University of Tampa is in Florida, Bluefield is in Virginia, so that was already a big factor because traveling is gonna be really great to go to Virginia versus if you're going to Florida, it's just right there. So after talking and talking, we ruled out the fact that we're gonna go with University of Tampa and we're gonna go. So the January come and we fly got foreign and I moved in to University of Tampa. It was a very surreal moment, actually walking onto the campus, with my mom, my aunt. We were there, we packed out my room and everything, and it was just really great, honestly. Like actually seeing myself, alright, me did it, like I'm here, I reached. Sigh, like that was like a breath of relief, even though like talking about it really just brought back how I felt in the moment, which was like, it was just so great, guys, like so great. So I finally got there and I was like, alright, thank God, because this has to be God. Like how, like even up to this day I still think about just the way in which I got accepted and how quickly I got accepted and when I got accepted. Oh my God. So yeah, I got accepted and I started my journey at the University of Tampa, and I am currently going into my senior year, starting in September since COVID pushed it back, but I'll be going into my final year in September, and I can only say it's God. Like who could it be? But yeah, guys, basically that's the end of my rocky journey. I hope that someone on here is inspired by my story, and if you don't have the information, because as I said again, knowledge is power, and I really was so ignorant. If you don't have the information, try to find resources or reach out to me too. Yeah, but if you have questions about college or anything like that, drop them in the comments or reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer those questions for you, because I didn't even have that when I was applying, and so I would be happy to give that hand to someone else who is interested in studying abroad. I will be doing more videos in terms of college and like the process and steps to take, because I do want to help someone that needs the help like I did when I was going through the same process. And so I really hope that this video inspired someone to keep pushing, keep persevering, keep enduring. You will make it, you will get there someday. These were the words that I needed to hear, and I heard them from my mother. She kept pushing me. She was like, I'm not happy to see you crying or seeing you depressed or in this position, so I have to keep pushing you. And she prayed for me. A praying mother is always good as well. Like she prayed for me that God would open a door for me, and he did just that. And so I am currently at the University of Tampa, enrolled. I'm an honors student, among other things. And what God can do for me, he can do for you. And this is not just an opportunity that one person can get, it can happen for you. So believe in yourself, keep pushing. You will cry, you will get depressed and sad and discouraged. I was very overwhelmed, very discouraged. Like I was up to here. I was like, why me? Like why me I go through all of this? But I just got motivated. I got a drive, and I have to say thanks to my mother as well, because she kept pushing me that I should not give up and I should continue, because one day I will look back on this and smile, and I'll be able to share my story with others so that they too can be motivated and inspired. And I really hope that this story inspired someone today. And again, as I said before, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. But this is basically the end of my journey, and I just want to say thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you're notified the next time I post my next video. See you guys.